So it's been a while, it's been a really busy week. Something really interesting happened last week on Instagram. One of my favorite diabetic Instagrammers, whose name's Insulin and Tonic, typically posts like a lot of funny diabetic memes, and she comes up with all of it herself, and it's an impressive account. I'm not that creative. Anyways, in her story, she called to action the whole diabetic tribe to respond to someone. This was her initial post. So a pretty normal diabetic post about not being able to just regularly eat waffles. And this other Instagrammer said, "Why are you posting shit like that on a page of followers who can't eat that?" So when I saw Insulin and Tonic's request to respond to this person, I got really excited. I was like, oh, I can finally tell someone about this, and almost in a negative way, like, I can tell them off about this, like, how ignorant, and this is my disease, and I own this thing. I went to go do that, and sure enough, I was late to the party. So some of the responses started out pretty plain and simple enough. So Insulin and Tonic initially sarcastically responded, "Diabetics can't eat waffles with strawberries and bananas on top?" And then the next person wrote, "Diabetics, like any other human, can eat anything in moderation." Pretty simple and informative. "Are you a diabetic? If not, let me tell you, we can eat everything we want. We just have to balance and have everything under control." And then it started getting a little harsher. Kate Lynn Guerra said, "Educate yourself before you make ignorant comments. We can eat what we like as long as we take care of ourselves and give the required insulin for such a meal." Mad Chill T said, "Which followers cannot eat this? I hope you don't mean type 1 diabetics, because that's a super outdated thought. We have to carb count before we eat and inject a proper amount of insulin, but our diets are not restricted. You should look into these things before you make a comment like this. It's kind of rude, especially when you're on someone's page whose name is Insulin and Tonic." Mad Chill T also said, "Just ate a Reese's for breakfast." And then when you dug a little deeper on So Miss Mel's profile, you found out she was a nurse, and then people went ham. "Girl, what nursing school did you go to?" "I'm wondering the same, laughing my ass off. Please never take care of a diabetic." "I would expect more from a nurse, but as you've been told many times now by the T1D community, we can eat it all. We just have to know more about it and ourselves than civilians. Good thing we're all completely badass." Lindsay Davies X said, "OMG, didn't realize there was poison in it. Jesus, woman, get educated before leaving stupid, untrue comments." Frenchie Gang, who's actually an awesome Instagrammer, said, "Doubt her ignorant ass will even read it. She couldn't even educate herself about this in school. Sad thing is, it's regarding her own career. Hopefully she doesn't say these ignorant things to her patients." The tribe has spoken. My personal favorite comment was this one by Jay Burmy. "Things diabetics can't eat. 1, poison. 2, cookies with poison." And frankly, I kind of wanted to jump in and have fun with the diabetic reindeer games myself and, make fun of this person that made this ignorant comment. But I'm glad I didn't, because it turned out she was a newly diagnosed type 1 diabetic who was really struggling to find balance, as I think any new type 1 diabetic could relate to. And then there were some really positive, supportive comments. This one from T1D Chick in particular stands out to me. "Hi, I'd like to just send you a friendly message that diabetics can eat anything that a non-diabetic can eat. Our pancreas is broken, not our taste buds. We just need to take insulin to compensate for our carbs. So please don't attack a diabetic and post negativity in our community. Educate yourself first. Have a good day." And here's another one from official Carrie Lane. "Hi there. I know all these responses might be overwhelming you, but I hope you take this information to educate yourself rather than remain misinformed. Diabetics can live healthy and yummy lives like normal people. We need to regulate ourselves more and take our insulin accordingly, but there is certainly no food we can't eat. Should we maintain a low-carb diet? Sure, if that works for us. If we don't, should we carb count and try to stick to foods that don't spike us out of control? Totally. Should we indulge and enjoy foods we enjoy as well? Abso-freaking-lutely. When in doubt, remember the diabetic golden rule. We can eat anything except poison, and also please remember, a little bit of research goes a long way. You could have avoided a lot of angry messages if you had taken the time to. And despite the positive, supportive messages, I think the community sort of beat So Miss Mel into submission, because then she posted this. Okay, I take it back. I'm a new type 1, struggling hardcore. Anytime I eat more than 30 grams of carbs at once, my sugar spikes through the roof. Thank you for the mean and a few forgiving comments. I'm sorry. And I've seen this kind of group think and speak on all sorts of interwebs before, and it's good and bad. I mean, there's definitely a community aspect to it. You know, everyone's banding together and trying to defend themselves. But ultimately, you can scare someone new off, and I don't think often enough as diabetics we tend to remember what it was like when we first got diagnosed, and we were confused, and like we might have seen a post like that and been like, this is like an insult, like I just lost all this delicious food that I used to be able to eat. That's how I felt when I first got diagnosed, and it's not the case at all, but you're ignorant unless you have direct exposure to the disease. So I hope that other diabetics will take this as sort of a precautionary tale, how you could really affect even a non-diabetic in a positive way and educate more than ostracize. And I know that wasn't everybody's purpose, even when they were being sarcastic, but the person ended up deleting their comment altogether. So I think she was insulted and hurt. Make sure you go and follow Insulin and Tonic on Instagram for inspiring this post and for all sorts of funny content, whether you're a diabetic or not. And try to be empathetic to people who on the surface seem